Hello, Dom. Thank you so much for joining us. Um, would you like to tell us a bit about your role? I know you work for some kind of headquarter chaplaincy, and tell us what police chaplaincy is.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk. My name's Rev Dom Jones. I am the chair of Police Chaplaincy UK. So, we are the national professional body for police chaplains. We're a registered charity, which I have the absolute privilege of being the chair of, and then we have a board of trustees, and we provide the CPD, the training, and the kind of policy and guidance to the 500 police chaplains who are in UK policing.
500, great. So can you just describe to us then what is a police chaplain? Because Quakers have quite a long history with prison chaplaincy, less so with police chaplaincy. So tell us what it is.
So, a police chaplain is a person who is deeply rooted in their own faith or belief tradition. We are a multi faith organisation. People have lots of different faiths, religions, and belief structures as well. And a police chaplain is then assigned to a local police station close to where they live or work. So we have 43 police forces in the United Kingdom, and every police force has some form of chaplaincy in it. And so you will normally have a police force who will be led by a lead chaplain, and then they'll have a team of volunteer chaplains who are just called chaplains. They're chaplains in their own right. So they'll be assigned to a local police station in the local area to where they live and work. They'll be asked to visit on a regular basis. Usually that's a couple hours per week for the minimum commitment. And they're there to be a confidential listening ear to all of the officers, staff, volunteers in that police station, regardless of their faith. So we are not here to talk about faith or to bring the subject up unless the person we're speaking to does. So it's non-proselytizing, non-evangelistic. It's about being that confidential listening ear so that when policing gets tough or when life gets tough and someone needs to talk, then they can come and have that conversation with us.
Oh, that's great. I know Roderick called it loitering with intent, hanging around having conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of that. It's about being present in the police station at the right time, at the right place. You might find chaplains attending briefing. You might find chaplains going out on patrol. You'll find chaplains making cups of tea and bringing in cakes. For us, everything we do is about building that relationship,
Mhm.
so that when someone feels they need to speak to us, they already know who we are. We're not just a poster on the wall. We're not an anonymous voice at the end of a phone line, but we're a known and trusted presence in their local station.
Yeah. So chaplains in that context then work with the police staff really, rather than the public or the prisoners themselves, or
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we are only there for our own people, and that's probably one of the biggest differences between police chaplaincy and some of the other chaplaincies out there, prison, hospital. We are an internal resource for the officer staff and volunteers. So chaplains don't look after victims of crime and they don't look after perpetrators of crime. We tend to find our perpetrators are with us for 24 hours, sometimes less, vary occasionally, slightly longer, but they're kind of in and out. And if they're moving on to a prison, then of course they can be looked after by the prison chaplains there.
yeah.
So for us, it is a bit of a conflict of interest to look after our those in custody. And again, we don't have a lot to do with victims of crime because we are based within the confines of a police station. The only times we would come across a victim is if we're out operationally with police officers.
Yeah, yeah. So what are the challenges of the role then? What kind of people tend to make good chaplains and what do they find challenging?
So the type of people who make good chaplains in the police will be probably the type of people who make good chaplains in the prison and in the NHS. They are people who have got listening skills, pastoral care skills, and are willing to offer their time to listen to those who need it. You do not need to be a faith leader. You don't need to be a theologian. You don't need to be a trained counsellor or psychologist, although many chaplains have got counselling skills. What you need is good listening skills, to know how to shut up and how to listen and when to do that, and to be able to have the time to visit those stations and make relationships. And that's one of the key parts is having the time, because chaplaincy within the police is a long term investment. The police, by their very nature, are distrusting and sceptical. So we need chaplains who are here for the long run, because it can take a year plus to get relationships in a station. And I think that's clearly one of the challenges, is that it does take a long time to get known, and to get trusted and to feel like you're part of the police family. And then I think the other challenge, and many people will report this, is that the lack of something, so it's the lack of role as such. So because your role is to loiter with intent, to build relationships, you're not in an office. You're not waiting for people to come to your door. People aren't booking appointments to come and see you. They've not requested to see you. Your role as a chaplain is to be able to break into people's lives wherever they are and start to build that relationship. So alongside those pastoral skills, I guess it is people who can begin conversations, and then know when to stop them, and when to listen, because police officers are busy, and it is about knowing, okay, how do I break into this area now, and begin a conversation, and how do I then gauge whether this is the right time to continue the conversation, or whether I need to move on, or not. So I think that's one of the challenges, is depending on the type of police station that chaplains are in, can depend on the type of work that they have to do, but it will involve a lot of walking around stations, building relationships, and getting to know people. It certainly is not sat in an office with an appointment book, and waiting for people to come and see you. If we put a poster on the wall and said, right, the chaplain's in 12 o'clock tomorrow, no one would darken their door. It's about getting out there and being known by our police
Mm.
service.
Yeah. So what kind of difference do you think it makes then to the police officers?
I hope that it makes a great difference in their lives. We hear anecdotally from police officers and staff that when a chaplain comes in, the mood lightens. People are bringing in some happiness and joy, some laughter, some cakes. They never go down badly. And of course, we know we are making a difference because we're there in people's lives at the worst time. So as much as I said, people aren't queuing up to see you, they will have those conversations. You will get those touch moments and those deep conversations, but they come after time, and they come when you least expect them. And we know that it's during those times that officers and staff are talking about what's going on. They're talking about the stress of the job, the fact that they've just been to another traumatic incident and they need someone to offload to. They're talking about stuff that's going on at home. We don't just have to deal with life in the police. It's whatever is affecting the person at that time that they feel that they need to speak to someone, then
Mm.
they can come and speak to a chaplain. And we know that by offering that opportunity to offload, we are helping. The police service is really good at wellbeing. There's a lot of stuff out there for our officers and staff in their own forces, but the difference that chaplains make is they are already known. They're inside the station, and they are there during the good times, not just the bad. We're able to celebrate with them as well as cry with them, and I think that makes a real difference.
Yeah. So I'm trying to raise the awareness of police chaplaincy as a possibility for Quakers who might be interested. What do you think we could do centrally to kind of in terms of building some training capacity or building some awareness raising? What do you think we could do centrally to support people who are interested?
So I think finding out centrally how many chaplains who are Quakers you've got working in police chaplaincy would be a great start, and then to reach out to those who are already existing so that you can support those people, and then obviously raising awareness. We as Police Chaplains UK provide induction training for new chaplains, and that's an essential part of becoming a chaplain. But what we are looking for and what we can't train in a short space of time is that pastoral skills. So it's making sure that you have got people within your meeting houses, within your community, who are trained and skilled in pastoral care and listening, because they're the type of people that police chaplaincy needs, and they're the type of skills that take a long time, and they're not something that Police Chaplains UK is training, because they're the type of people we're looking for already with those skills. So whether centrally you can be providing those courses, those training courses on generic chaplaincy, those listening skills, that pastoral skill, care skills, so that then we can be recruiting those people who've got those skills, and then we can induct them into the uniqueness of police chaplaincy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, I think that's so informative, and let's hope we can raise awareness and get a few more Quaker prison police chaplains in the place.
Yeah, absolutely. We would love to hear from anyone who's interested. Our website is policechaplaincy.uk, and you can find out more about police chaplaincy there. But for anyone who is interested, the best way to do that is to approach your local police force and find the local chaplain there. So there'll be a lead chaplain. Again, you can find the details on our website of the local lead chaplains. Have a chat to her or him and find out if they're looking for chaplains at the moment, and then start going through the process, and eventually you'll come to Police Chaplaincy UK for your training and for your guidance, and for registering as part of the professional body that we are. But yeah, take a look at our website. You can find us also on LinkedIn and on X, and engage with us. And we are here to help people who've got questions. So if you're wondering about how to get into police chaplaincy and you can't get hold of your local lead chaplain, or you're not ready to do that yet, come into us via our website. We'd be delighted to have conversations with anyone who's exploring chaplaincy.
Mm. Well, that's great. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank
joining.
you.